Guess who's back? Nova's back. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Stephanie and I've been an online reseller since 2002. And this is my guard dog, Nova. She's already bored. Right now I sell part-time on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and Facebook Marketplace. And today I'm finally showing you part 2 of what I sold in May. I know it's middle of July, but here we are, better late than never. Anyways, in May, I made $3,694 in profit selling on all 4 of those platforms, and I want to show you and share with you what I sold. So let's get started. Okay, so the first item I sold was this Harris 2013 Christmas teddy bear. I bought him for $3 and he still had his tag, and the tag was still in mint condition. So I marked him as new, and he sold for $50. And I think he sold pretty quickly, in maybe a couple weeks. This next item is this Bark Box skeleton plush. Now, I've talked a lot about how little kids lose their plush toys, and that's why they're worth a lot of money. But dogs also have their favorite toys, or humans have the favorite toys for the dog that they like. Especially the Halloween ones I find to do really well for Bark Box. Anyways, I paid 50 cents for this toy. He was pretty much brand new, and he was actually in a big bag of Bark Box toys that I purchased, and he sold for $30. Up next is a set of 5 Sweet Valley Twins books that I sold for $25, and this sold in a few days, and I got these for free. So if you see any of these nostalgic books like you probably would have had in middle or high school, pick them up, especially if you can put them in a lot to sell. Okay, speaking of lots, I got this set of DVDs. These are actually homeschool type DVDs, science DVDs. I got these for $1.50 each, and I believe this was the entire set of DVDs from Moody Institute Science Classics. This is about, you know, creation, so certain people are going to be looking for these, and this whole entire set sold for $125. So yes, I put 30 bucks into it, but I got a lot out of it, so I was willing to put that much into it. Up next, I have this Disney World monorail straight track set of 2. And this is just the tracks, just the straight, it's exactly like it sounds. It's just the straight tracks for this monorail set. And they don't make this set anymore, so if you see any pieces for it, people are looking for it. And in fact, I thought about keeping it for myself, but to buy the rest of the pieces, the curved pieces, the monorail, that was going to be way more money into it than I wanted to put into it, so I decided to sell it. I paid $30. I bought this on Facebook Marketplace, and it sold for $113. Okay, up next, I bought this at a yard sale for $3. So this is a brand new Black & Decker under cabinet space maker, can opener, and knife sharpener. That's a mouthful. But this was open box, but it looked brand new, so new open box, and it sold for $135. And the Space Maker style of items, for some reason, people just really love them, and I don't think they make them anymore. So they have a kind of like a cult following, and this sold really quickly again. Next item, and I'm laughing because this is like, who would buy this? This is a turtle spigot. It is super cute though. But this is one of those bougie, this is when you know you have a lot of money. When you can spend $49 plus shipping on a spigot for your garden. I would love to have this kind of money. But I bought this at a thrift store for only $4, and it sold in a few weeks. And you just, you know, I pick up a whole lot of things. I look up a whole lot of things. You honestly never know what somebody else is looking for, as evidenced by this turtle handle spigot. Okay, speaking of crazy prices, I paid $3 for this Carter's dinosaur blanket, and it sold for $69.88. That's a crazy price for a baby blanket, but you know, mom and dad are willing to spend that kind of money for something that little Linus lost. You know, they want it back. But anyway, so this one did not have a tag on it when I picked it up. So what I did was I was able to go into eBay and type in dinosaur, baby blanket, and the back is Sherpa. So I typed in all those words and it came up, and I think there's only like maybe 1 available at the current time, but several had sold. So that's what I based my prices off, was the previous solds and the fact that none were currently available. So this one sold. This one did take a little bit to sell because, you know, I was pretty adamant on getting this price or right around this price because I knew it was worth it, and that's what other ones had sold for. So $69.88 from $3. Okay, this was a side of the road find. This is Apple Mac Leopard. You know what? I didn't even know what it was. All I had to do was just look on this package to see what it was. Mac OS X Leopard CPU drop-in DVD. I don't know what it does. Obviously something for your Mac. I don't know exactly what it is, and that's the great thing about this. You don't have to know. All I did was I flipped over the disc. It looked like it didn't have any scratches. It was great condition. You okay? So this sold for $30 in a matter of days. Up next I have the set of 4 Scotch 8-track cartridges, and these are brand new. I'll pick up any old media, cassettes, whatever, especially if you can pick up several of them, several in a lot. Now each one of these, you know, if I would have just found one, it only would have been $10. That I probably wouldn't have picked that up. That wouldn't have been worth my time. But since there were 4 of them, brand new in package, for $1 each, so I spent $4 and I got $40 for it. That was definitely worth my time. So one listing, get it all done. There you go. Some people are still looking to, I don't know what they're doing with these 8-track. Saturday Night Fever. I don't know what they're recording on these. Okay, at an estate sale, I got this Krylon Fusion spray paint. Now, I could tell that this was brand new, and I did take a picture of the inside on the plastic stem, and you could tell, again, it was brand new. People are looking for these Fusion for plastic styles of spray paint. I don't think they make these anymore. They certainly don't make a lot of these colors, so if you see them, look them up. This one was the Nickel Shimmer, and this one sold for $32.88, and I think about a week it sold. It sold pretty quick. Okay, this was a yard sale find. I paid, believe it or not, $3. This lady was just looking to get rid of things as quickly as possible. It looked pretty much brand new, so I put it as open box because it didn't even look like it had been used at all. And I sold that for $90 plus shipping. I couldn't believe that this lady only wanted $3 for this. And my last item that I'm going to share with you from eBay is probably the most expensive tie plush I've ever sold. This is a rare tie puffin bunny plush, and it kind of looks like a Jellycat style, and if you wouldn't have seen the tag on it, you probably would have thought it was a Jellycat, but here's the tag, and this one conveniently has the name on it for us. I made it super easy. And I sold this for $150. I was shocked. I had a lot of people that were messaging me, asking me if I would take less. And when people do that, you know you've got a good item, so you kind of want to stick with your guns for at least for a little bit. You know, especially if you've just listed it. Anyways, I was really, really pleased and shocked by this sale. I paid only $2.50 for this. Okay, moving on to Mercari. The first thing I'm going to share is the set of 3 Bully Make dog toys. Now, I paid $2 for each of these, so I paid $6 for the set, and these sold for $37. Again, if I would have been able to find just the one item, I probably wouldn't have picked them up, but with the set, it was a great deal, especially because these weighed quite a bit. These were very heavy-duty nylon toys. One of them wasn't a Bully Make, it was a different brand, but I still threw it into the set because I felt like it could go to the same kind of dog. Okay, next up I have this Carter's plush gray teddy bear that played the lullaby music. He's really cute, sweet teddy bear holding his little blankie, and I paid $3 for this buddy, and he sold pretty quickly, I want to say, and he's just super adorable. Okay, I paid $2 for this Hot Wheels Octopus Pier Attack playset, and it sold for $57 for just this single piece. That's all it was. That's it. There was no track, there was nothing, there's no motor on this. It's just this octopus at this pier. Why it's sold for so much or why it was worth so much, I have no idea. But anytime I see Hot Wheels pieces, especially something that's really odd and thematic, I always look it up. Again, you just never know what people are willing to spend their money on. I mean, to me that's crazy to spend $57 on this one single piece, but that's not my money, so it's okay. Okay, I paid $16 for this Aiden and A Princess Posy Swaddle Pack. I bought these at a consignment sale, and it sold for $50, so it wasn't a huge profit, you know, because I spent so much going into it, but it was really easy to list because it was brand new in the package. I didn't have to clean it, I didn't have to do anything to it, so the profit was still, you know, pretty decent for that. Aiden and Anae, that's a definite Bolo brand. I almost always pick it up. The prints get retired often, and again, once that little kid loses that print, mom and dad can't go back to Target to go get it. Okay, up next is this YuGiOh size 8 button-up shirt, almost like a bowling type shirt. Now, I wish this would have fit my nephew, but he's 12 and he's way taller than me, like way. He makes me feel like a little tiny person. Anyways, this sold for $35 in about a week, and I paid $1 for this at a church sale. So I don't. It has this fantastic image on the back and on the front. YuGiOh, I think, is trying to make a comeback right now. My nephew is really into YuGiOh cards. I don't know anybody else that plays YuGiOh. I know Pokemon's made a huge comeback. You know, if you see anything YuGiOh, definitely look it up. I think it's gonna come back too. Okay, I paid $15 for the set of Wii Rock Band guitars. I think I got these at a thrift store. But I paired these up and they sold pretty quickly. If I can find a set of the same guitars with same instruments, I lot them together because it saves the buyer a lot on shipping. So on Mercari has fantastic shipping prices. This was only $13 to ship both of these guitars. I mean, that's just amazing. It probably would have cost almost the same, probably about $8 actually, to ship one guitar. So for a little bit more, the buyer was able to get both of them under that same shipping price. And I've sold many sets of guitars this way. They always go super quick like this. Because people want to play, they want to pretend they're in the band and they want to have their friend or whatever play along with them. Okay, and for $5, I sold this Microsoft Sidewinder Force Feedback Pro joystick. Now this one came with the disc, which is also why it added to the value of this item. And I did put in the description here, it's untested, because I was not able to test these. Now, some of these you can plug into your computer and test them easy because they have a USB outlet, but this one did not. Let's see if I could find a sample of the outlet for you, but there it is, right there. I didn't have this kind of input into my computer, so I couldn't test it, but the buyer was happy with it, so it must have worked. Okay, moving on to Poshmark. The first item I'm going to show you is kind of surprising. It's kind of a weird item that I'm going to show you, but, you know, again, you just never know what people are buying for. But for $1, I sold this pack of vintage Kotex Light Days panty liners. Yes, on Poshmark, and yes, for $25. Why did they sell for so much? Well, they're a vintage style package. You know, I've talked about this before. Sometimes people buy things because they like the package, nostalgia, or they're buying for like a TV show or a movie, and they need to have that correct packaging. And I think this one was from the 90s. And again, I cross-list everything on every platform as long as it fits on that platform. So it is very strange to sell panty liners on Poshmark, but somebody bought them. So you just never know. You just honestly never know. Okay. Up next, I have this Atlanta 1996 Olympics champion t-shirt. I bought it for $1. I think I got this one at a church sale and it sold for $35. The Olympics are this month, so if you have anything Olympics related, make sure you are listing it now. People are buying it now. They want to have the cool shirt, especially something that says 1996. That's a vintage item. You know, anything that you can find that has the, you know, previous Olympics. I don't think they're really selling a whole lot of Olympic merchandise to coincide with the games that are going on now because people can't really travel to Tokyo to go see the Olympics. So, you know, if you've got something people want to represent. Up next is this Teavana teapot. It's cast iron, and I paid $7 for this at a thrift store, which is kind of high for what this item is. And it did take a while to sell. I would say probably about 3 months. I don't remember. And yes, I realize that my photos here are sideways. When I upload them, they are all upright on Poshmark. I don't know why that they flip them, and, you know, I almost never go back and flip them around. Anyways, I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, up next, this is another surprising item that I sold on Poshmark. If the panty liners didn't shock you, this might. This is a vintage healthy gourmet king cutter, like a salad. You use it to chop up vegetables or whatever inside of it. Somebody like me would just chop off all their fingers. It's a health hazard for somebody like me to own. I paid $4 for this at an estate sale, and there are other brands of this style of, you know, salad shooter or whatever you want to call this. I think Betty Crocker or Duncan Hines has one. So if you see anything like this with these cones or these, you know, treacherous blades on them, look them up. Make sure it has all the pieces, especially on the cutter itself. But $4 into 90, that's fantastic. Okay, up next I have this huge Zubel's Norman the Fishing Bear knit plush. Now when I got him at the thrift store, I didn't have time to look him up. He was missing his tag. It was just the bear itself. There's no identifier on it. But for $2, I was willing to take a chance because usually this crochet style, knit style of bear, is, you know, of stuffed animals rather, are usually worth a lot because people like that homemade, you know, look to it. Kind of goes back to the cottagecore or, you know, the homey type aesthetic. So anyways, I just typed in knit bear plush fishing, and I was able to find out that the brand was Zubel's and his name was Norman, and he sold for $50, which was fantastic. And this guy was 26 inches long, so he's quite a rather big bear. Okay, and the last item I'm going to share with you on Poshmark is this vintage Southwest blanket. The style is Arizona. This is actually a Walmart blanket. This is a blanket they sold at Walmart, but somebody still had it brand new in the package, and I paid $2 for this at a yard sale, and it sold for $65. Now I have talked about this same blanket in my blanket video. If you haven't watched it, you probably want to go back and watch that, and I talk about why blankets are valuable and what kinds of things that I pick up and I'm looking for when I'm at yard sales and estate sales. Okay, and finally I'm going to show you what I sold on Facebook Marketplace. I just have a few sales that I'm going to show you here. So the first item is this Disney Loungefly Lilo & Stitch watercolor style crossbody purse. And I paid $7.50 for this, and it sold for $45. This one was sold at Hot Topic originally, so it doesn't have that giant metal Loungefly badge on the front of it or inside of it. And I think it was sold probably 5 or 6 years ago, and there's the tag on the inside, so you know it's Loungefly. Yeah, this one took me almost a year to sell, honestly. I thought it was going to go a lot quicker than it did because Loungeflies are super popular, but I think it's more of the backpack style that people like, and not necessarily these where you don't really know it's a Loungefly because it doesn't have that, you know, that emblem on it. Yep, next I have this Scentsy Birch Buddy, and I paid $4 for this one. This is a beaver, and he sold for $39, so I was pretty pleased with that one for this little buddy, and he's a discontinued style. Okay, I paid $16 for this at a thrift store, which is kind of a lot, but I sold it for $70, so that was 100% worth putting that money into this. And this is a trampoline basketball hoop. It's called a jump slammer, and it's just the basketball hoop. And I made sure in the description to make sure to type out basketball hoop add-on only, does not include the trampoline. I didn't want anyone to be confused to think that they were getting a trampoline for $70. That would have been an amazing deal, but that's not what it was. So if you're ever selling something, you know, that's a part or a piece to something, you know, be very clear if you think there's any chance that somebody can be confused about what it is. Okay, I want to go over some quick numbers with you just to give you a better picture of what I sold in May and on what platforms. So on eBay, I sold 49 items for a profit of $1,578. On Facebook Marketplace, I made $641, and that was 25 items. On Mercari, I made $1,050, and that was 35 items. And on Poshmark, I only sold 10 items, but I made $293, which is pretty good for me. Now, I don't sell a whole lot on on Poshmark, as you can see, but I'm also not really selling clothes, which is the main marketplace, what's mainly what is sold on Poshmark. So if I did my math right, that's 119 items that I sold for $3,694 profit. And that's an average selling price of $31.04 per item, which I like to sell. That's perfect for me. I mean, obviously I'd like to get more per item, but I don't like to sell anything that's going to give me $20 or less profit, because it's just not worth my time. Now, I did sell some things that were only $5 or $10 sales. I don't like to necessarily share those just because I don't want you looking for these items. Like, I made the mistake of picking them up, or they're just items that I had around the house, and I don't want to put them into your brain because they're not a bolo. I don't want you looking for those things. So obviously I didn't share with you 119 items between these last two. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something. If you did, please give this video a great big thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!